Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Maine Book of Secrets, where we share real encounters with the strange, the uncanny, and the unseen corners of Maine. I'm Reverend Redbeard on the board, making sure to hit all the buttons and do all the stuff behind the scenes. And joining me are your two hosts, founder of the Maine Book of Secrets, Chris Julian, and evidential medium extraordinaire, Autumn Tierney. How you two doing?
Excellent. How are you?
Having a great night. Very excited to be talking to you both.
Happy to be here.
Happy first episode to the Maine Book of Secrets.
Yes, thank you both. This has been a long time coming, or trying.
I think that
has made it happen.
I think that we are going to have a fantastic first episode, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun because we've got a hell of a show planned. We had a busy weekend, Chris. Spent the weekend over at Fort Knox with you, enjoying the ghost tour and everything. You had a full house.
Yeah, it was a sold out crowd. It was great. I mean, it went good. Everyone was well behaved. Visitors, spirits, the team, everything was overall pretty good. I got no complaint calls, so I would have gotten something by now, but I think everyone had fun.
Yeah, I know. Me and Jen had a blast. We brought my fiance, Mr. Redbeard, down, and we had a blast. There was a bunch of younger kids there that were really enthusiastic about everything that was going on. That was pretty cool to see. The younger kids were just like throwing themselves right into it. Some of them have been to several of them, from what I was hearing and talking with some of the other people. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, I talked to one of the kids, man, and the kid was smart, man. Just some of the stuff he was saying, I'm like, Jesus, how old are you? Like, and he was like the smartest 12-year-old or whatever I've ever even spoken to. He honestly said a few words. I had no clue what the hell even meant. I just agreed with him because I'm old enough to be his grandfather, and I felt like a goddamn idiot. Like, tell Granddad what that means.
The kid's got a bright future ahead.
Oh, he's got something. But yeah, good kids. They all were, again, and well behaved. As opposed to some of my children issues at Ghost Camp. I'm not sure those were problems with the living yet.
Yeah, I mean, we did have some activity the other night too. I think the last time I was there, it was a lot quieter there. But the other night we had a few things happen. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's you can't make it happen. I mean, it's just boring as hell. And other nights it just blows my mind. Saturday night it was a solid night. I mean, nothing spectacular, so to speak. I mean, although to some people some of those things were spectacular. I kind of look at it through jaded eyes sometimes because I've just, out of pure repetition and time, I've seen a lot there. So it's like you got to dazzle me pretty big but it usually happens. I mean, the place is crazy, so you just never know. Like Forrest Gump in a box of chocolates, I
know that the old lady there that was sitting right next to the window, she was a fucking riot. I got a kick out of her. She was so funny.
She was like a professional paranormal tourist, though. Like, she was rattling off some big names that she's investigated with, and at first I'm like, holy shit, lady, like, you want to work with us here? But she's paid like huge money to go on all of their tours.
No kidding.
You know what I mean? And it's like, oh yeah, see, you didn't hunt with them.
I think Chris is freaking out.
Education, I don't know, but
yeah, no, that's it. That was wild. She was sitting there complaining, like, say where we had the EMF detectors and the K2 sitting there next to the window. She's like, oh, I don't even pay attention to it if it's anything under a red. And I'm like, the things like Bruce has been peaking at like 4-star for the
Yeah.
last 20 minutes. What are you talking about, lady?
Listen, we were in a building with a zero base electricity. Like there is literally 1, 2, 3 spots inside the walls that have couple that have actual electricity, and everything else there's nothing. So there is zero. The walls are like 3 feet thick, so you're in a very well protected cocoon from lots of things. So when things happen in there, they're generally pretty legit.
Yeah,
Or,
that's the
or
thing.
yeah,
There's
or
really
very-
nowhere that it could be from.
no. It's either a known sound or a known. Sometimes the weirdest things. Oh,
He's breaking up.
did we lock up? We're good.
No.
You're
Okay.
freezing. You're glitching a little bit. It's okay. We'll
Yeah,
work through it.
You both blinked out for me.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, but the overall, I mean, you had what, probably 20 people there. Well, 20 people in one group, then
Yeah, there were
however many in the other.
41 bought tickets, and then we had a few guests that were not. I mean, there was probably about 50 people at least.
It was a fun time. It was a fun
Yeah.
time. Looking
Yeah,
forward
it
to the
was.
next.
Absolutely.
When is
Autumn
the
will
next one?
I think I said the 19th.
You did. I just wanted everyone else to know.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, September 19th. I know it's right after the paranormal convention in Augusta. So
Mhm.
that'll
Oh,
be a
yeah.
busy couple weeks, but that'll be awesome, and then awesome because it's kind of a double whammy. But
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, that's coming right up, man. We're already in the middle
It's
of
gonna
August
be-
almost. It's a month away now.
Yeah, it's crazy close. It's kind of like probably ought to start planning some stuff to display. I
Yeah,
work
yeah.
better under pressure, but yeah.
So, what are some of the wildest things you've experienced at the fort?
But do you want to go first, Reverend? Because I have a ton of experiences. A couple are I would consider pretty wild. Some are pretty, but if you have one,
I have only had like a couple of experiences at the fort. One of them being the other night with the, stuff with the motion lights and stuff going off, which
Yep.
was pretty cool to me. I know that's probably small time for you because you probably see that shit all the time there. For me, that's like only a handful of times if I like seen stuff like that where it was like one going off and then the next and like an order.
intelligent response always impresses me. I don't care. People can discount it all they want. But when when something is intelligently answering a question or a statement, then there's something happening there. You can't, there's some things are made up bullshit, I think, in my opinion. But a lot of this stuff's just legit. And I think it scares people sometimes.
Yeah, we did have a few because I got a pretty cool video the other night while we were there.
Yeah.
That was really only a short time that we were standing there, but it was a pretty funny thing to watch because again the cat thing, the little
The cat
plastic
ball.
ball in the middle there,
Those
that
are great.
went off. Yeah, that's awesome, and
Yeah.
it's a handy little thing. I mean, again, half of this stuff when it comes to paranormal investigation is just making stuff up as you go,
Those are
figuring out
legit.
things that work. And hey, that's a great little tool. Like
Those are legit cat balls that Katrina orders. She works at a pet store, so she orders extra, and we use them for other people. Use them too. I mean, we didn't make it up, but we just have some wicked easy access to them.
Yeah.
But
that was the first thing that went off when the thing was there. It was like that, and then the lights on either side went off.
Yeah.
At the same time, which I was like, huh.
It's a good night when you can leave the fort going, huh. and there was a lot of that night. So that I think that's a success overall. I mean, I personally didn't have anything happen that night, but I don't need a trick to happen every time I'm there, although it usually does. But I mean, I always hear about it though. There's always something happening in the fort, either during the day. I hear a lot. I hear some of the better stories from the staff who gets the people that didn't come there to ghost hunt. They're there during the day to visit and learn about history, and they're surprised when part of history kind of reaches out. But they come back to the visitor center just absolutely terrified. Some of them think it's the best thing ever, and some people are absolutely shell shocked because it's entirely shaken their faith. Like, you know, there was one guy or a couple. It was 2 or 3 years ago now, and Dean could not wait to tell me, but they had come into the visitor center after walking around the fort, and apparently the wife was quite mad at the husband for most of the walk because he kept poking her and just pestering the whole. She kept kind of just grumbling, was trying to just sightsee and didn't pay much attention. And as she got a little farther in, after some more just poking and really intensifying, she turned around and the husband was like way at the other end of like two-step, or he was not anywhere near and hadn't been. It's not like he just stepped away real quick. And it was, these people were absolutely terrified. Like, the guy even came back and he's like, he was a scientist, like a true science. He's like, I'm a man of science. He's like, I don't believe this stuff happens. And it just happened. Like, he was totally, his mind was blown. For me, that's the best stuff. You know, it's different when people go there and they're looking for a ghost or looking for the spooky shit to happen. That dude was just trying to learn about a fort in Prospect, Maine, you know.
He thought he was going for a regular history tour.
He was just going to keep his wife quiet, you know.
The spirits have perfect taste selecting the scientist, convincing him. It's perfect.
They really do.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. And the fort, I've always said that the fort kind of chooses people sometimes. It's a weird, something weird. I know that might sound a little woo for some people, but I don't know. I've been doing it for quite a while now.
So why did you choose the fort? There are lots of haunted places in Maine. There are lighthouses, hotels, woods. Like, what is it about the fort for you?
The fort chose me. Like, I just said that. Like, that's no shit. 100%. And actually, this shirt was 2018 Fright at the Fort, the Stephen King year. Like, literally, it was the year we shut Bucksport down. Like, the state police shut the bridge down. So I used to do Fright at the Fort. That was how I was introduced. And I did it for a couple of years anyway, without being a part of 207. Actually, the only one I really knew of part of 207 was Amanda, because at that time she was an actual employee of the fort. But she was also a big part of Fright. And just one of the days I was there, a couple years into it, I was down underneath in one of the food storage areas under the parade ground, all by myself, middle of the day. I was setting something up for Fright, nothing to do with ghost hunting, or I wasn't even doing that part then. And the room is just tall enough where you have to kind of crouch. So I'm walking in, and as I'm walking in, like, I feel a hand squarely land on my back, like somebody's walking behind me, and like in the dark you'd feel. I mean, that's what I pictured, and I turned around fully expecting somebody to be behind me. From, you know, sometimes people do come right up behind you, but Jesus, again, there was no one there. And so I was fairly confident something touched me. So again, it was one of those, I did not run, but I was done setting the shit up that I was doing. And then it was not too long after that, I had another experience. I was upstairs in the officers' quarters, right above where we have all the monitors and everything. And I was setting something up, and I was coming around the little partition walls there. And as I did, this big green, it was like a beach ball size green orb. Like, and I'm not a big orb guy. Like, I think a lot of them, the ones in pictures, are just dust and water mold. I think they're just explainable, or there's a few I've seen, but neither here nor there. I saw this like legit my own eyes, like, and it came out of the corner and it like went up into the middle of the room and just kind of, it was literally, I was standing there like, what the hell was that? Like, I was putting up some of the scares and spooks for Fright, and I didn't know anything about that. I wasn't even sure what the hell it. Still don't know, but it's happened to other people. But that's what got me, and I ended up talking to Amanda, and she obviously had been a part of the ghost hunting at Fort Knox for many years. And still is, and she asked me to join, and I joined for this part alone. The fort had me. I've been volunteering ever since, and I don't know. Well, we don't do Fright anymore. We put a lot into the tours, and say it is. But what was really sad the last couple of years, like, we were building we built great events, and then nobody would show up to help. Like, we couldn't get the actors. It used to be we had schools like would be like volunteering, and we used to be Job Corps people. I mean, programs. I know, but they were huge helps, and the kids loved doing that stuff. They were the best, and it just stuff like that stopped for COVID. Kind of fucked a lot of things when we lost a couple years due to that, and we didn't rebound real well, and it was getting to the point where Fright just it costs a lot of money to put something like that on. It's the whole it costs money to make money, and
right,
it was an awful big investment for. It was just the right thing to do. I know a lot of people were upset. Even to me at first, I'm like, that's a horrible idea. I get it, but I hated it. Like, I don't know. It was like a bad relationship ending. Like, you don't want it to, but
right. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there was a ton of work, but at the same time, I remember like that was always a thing. That was a big event of the community for a long time. So
this time of year, I started getting sad too, because I'm usually at the fort a lot anyway, doing the paranormal aspect, but Jesus, with Fright I was there almost every day of the week, getting ready for the weekends, because it was brutal, but it was some of the best fun. I mean, I met some great people, met some horrible people too, though. I had so many people, like, there were people, why go to a haunted house if you're going to be real jumpy and swing at a child? Like, actually, had people, I had to like break my character. And this guy was like, he was threatening to beat up a 15-year-old kid. Like, and he knew the kid was a child. The kid took his mask off, and I'm like, dude. And that guy's only defense was the kid got in his face. Jump scare.
That's a haunted house.
Yeah, the kid actually had a chainsaw in his hand too, but the kid, he was being pretty respectful. Like, it wasn't even that.
He just got too scared and made him mad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's when it was all said and done. The kid's name was Brandon. Still friends with him. He's an adult now.
Way to go, Brandon.
That's what I was like.
Yeah.
Good
job. You nailed it. You scared the shit out of that guy.
Good. Glad he didn't get hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, we had a blast. I'm looking forward to going back to the fort September 19th, right after the Maine Paranormal and Horror Con. Holy shit.
Yeah.
It'll be here before we know it, buddy. I'll be there
Yeah.
any time that you're doing it. I'll plan on being there. So yeah, moving on. I wanted to talk about some stuff in the news because we've had some interesting shit happening in our neck of the woods in the last couple of weeks. Couple of them that I wanted to talk about. One, and this one you've probably seen or at least heard of. I'm going to share my screen real quick. You can all.
Hot dogs.
That's the way many people felt in Dexter on Saturday. Thousands, in fact, who flocked to the streets of the small Maine town to celebrate the iconic red hot dog.
It's a big day. We look forward to the day all year long. You know, a Maine red snapper is synonymous with a Maine summer.
Jeff was up there.
I saw a bunch of people. Jeff, I freaking see Adam. He was actually the first person I saw post about it. That was how I even knew it was going on. Adam, the historian, had posted about it. So I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, that's right. They had the Red Snapper Festival this weekend. You ever been to it?
No.
No. What do you like red snappers?
Love
Sure. I mean, as much as the next guy, I suppose.
They're the
I'm not a
main.
huge
They're
hot
the
dog
main.
guy, but the red snapper is just different, you know.
That's
It's not your typical lips and assholes. It's special. I don't know why.
exactly. It's exotic. It's exotic to me. Honestly, truthfully, I for the longest time wouldn't touch friggin' hot dogs, and then when I discovered the red snapper, that was it. It was just something about it. They have that right crispiness. The flavor is there. They're juicy. They're fucking great. But I've never gotten to go to the festival.
No, me
I guess
either.
that's a bucket list thing. I'm gonna have to do that one of these years.
I wanted to go this year, and then I realized that we had Saturday that same time. So
Maybe they'll have a hunted red snapper.
Right. One of the contestants, so they had a hot dog eating contest they do every year. This is the 9th annual one. So they had a hot dog eating contest. The guy that was favorite to win, 67 years old. He's won 4 years. And he has no teeth. Not a tooth in his head. Doesn't need them. Sucks those bad boys down, apparently.
Really? Like that's his strategy? Like
that's his strategy. He literally will just gum them and manages to do the damn thing. I don't understand the logistics personally. I'm going off of what he said in an interview that I saw the other day.
67
years old though, right? Like Jesus. I was like, damn, that's actually impressive to be able to be competitive in anything at 67 years old.
Right.
It's something, but let alone that, but then to be winning 4 years running, like favorite to win at 67 years old, man.
Can you imagine?
He has a passion for the red snapper. Clearly.
Well, you know.
Yeah. No, I imagine that has to be the worst type of hangover, right? Like eat 40 hot dogs or something like that, and then you're just like death for days on end afterwards, right?
I love
it's
them,
the
but
soggy
like,
bread in the water for me. The texture is just gross.
God.
That idea, like I can't handle it.
I never understood the dipping it in the water. I just
yeah. I see that at the big contest, and I don't understand it either. But I see a lot of these competitive eaters, and it seems like half of it is just making the food not hit for them. Like they'll take a perfectly good burger and then tear it to shreds and eat it like one piece at a time. And I'm like, you can just enjoy the food. Like I get you're being competitive, but you
savor
can
the
still
goddamn
have a good meal. Yeah, like I mean, if I get in this context, okay, it's a contest. You just got to be friggin' slamming those friggin' hot dogs down as fast as you can. So I guess cutting corners, but
outrageous wins.
Yeah, for sure. Don't think that that's a thing that I would ever be able to do. I've tried a pizza challenge at the bowling alley up the road. So there's that bowling alley, the Candlepin Alley in Ellsworth, just made the news this past week, hit like CBS News. Candlepin Alley up in Ellsworth that they've been open, but they've like revitalized it a lot, and it's like getting attention. So it's cool, like reminiscent of the 70s and 80s, and it's it's a nice little place. But they have a pizza challenge that is fantastic. Like the pizza itself is amazing.
Yeah.
But it's huge. It's like 3 pizzas in one. They're just stacked on top of each other essentially. And I tried it once, and dude, I made it 2 pieces in and tapped out.
Yeah.
Then was eating it for 2 days afterwards because I mean it's a $40 pizza. I'm not going to be throwing that out.
Hell no.
But still, $40 for 3 pizzas. I was like, well, doing the math, that's not bad.
Yeah.
And you ate 6 pieces of pizza. That's an accomplishment.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
that
would pizza normally.
Mhm.
That's impressive.
They're this friggin' thick. I was like, yeah, that's it made me feel like okay, I did all right. But man, there was so much food. So seeing these people that do it at like the competitions, like the fucking Blue Hill Fair will be around the corner here too.
Yeah.
And they always have those food contests there. And dude, like the pie contest and everything, and watching how people can just like
It always reminds me of
hogs,
Stand By Me. Yeah, you remember that movie there? The kid pukes all over everybody. Like the grossest.
So what
best thing.
contest would you excel at? What food?
Dude, I think something spicy I do all right with. Like I can handle spice all right. I just can't handle like quantities. Just doesn't work. Like
Understandable. Yeah.
yeah, it's one of those things. I don't know. What about you, Chris?
Jesus, I think I would suck at like an eating challenge. Like younger me would have done great, but now my eyes and my belly just don't. I always think I need to have a big portion, and it's like, what the hell was I thinking? But old dog, new tricks,
Yeah, eyes bigger than the stomach, as they say.
Yeah, bigger than my brain.
Well, moving on, we got another fun news story. Well, fun for some, interesting to me. So we have been in the midst of a rather interesting thing for Maine. We're experiencing some sort of I don't know if it's a migration pattern or what, but we have had a rash of shark sightings recently. And this one really caught my eye this morning when I was going through the news.
This guy's great. I already know. Yeah.
Is now telling the tale of how a great white shark dragged him under the water over the weekend. News Center Maine's Alex Haskell has the story.
You still can enjoy the ocean. Just use your caution.
That's the advice from lifeguard and Scarborough Beach Park manager Greg Wilford after his startling encounter with a great white shark.
3 or 4 lifeguards will do a swim, and we'll swim around the buoys that are out there.
It was during one of those routine swims Saturday morning when Wilford says he was dragged about 5 feet underwater.
I thought I was caught in a prop of a boat, but I soon realized it wasn't a prop of a boat. So I slipped out of my harness and got to the surface and swam as fast as I could back to shore.
That harness Wilford freed himself from was attached to this yellow rescue can. Wilford says the rope is now frayed where the shark latched on.
Yeah, so sharks in Maine.
The dude
It's a thing,
abides.
apparently. Yeah, right. So I had 2 thoughts. He talks.
I have a couple thoughts on it, but do it quick because I'll probably say something. But
So you might see the same thing that I'm seeing, because the first thing I saw when I saw this guy was I thought, God, I had no idea that Dog the Bounty Hunter had a Maine cousin.
right, yeah,
Yep. I can see where you're coming from with that for sure.
yeah. I thought the dude was wearing a bad disguise, and I'm not being a prick. Well, I don't, not intentionally. I guess this comes natural, apparently. But I thought it was like a weird disguise, and
It sort of has that look, does it? Like it sort of does have that sort of a weird, like almost like he's wearing a wig and like a hat.
It's a bad hair,
Combo.
but I mean, if you swim in the ocean, I guess all the time, then
It's kind of a strange thing because I saw like he gives me that surfer vibe. The dude's 71, which I mean, hey, for 71, I'd say he's doing all right for himself.
Yeah.
He was able to like swim away from a shark and he's still doing lifeguard duty and stuff. Like, wow. Like, I don't know where the hell these people are, but man, we have some superhumans in Maine. We've got 71-year-old lifeguards that are like.
I didn't realize he
shaming
was
sharks.
71.
Yeah, funny thing about that dude, aside from the hat and everything, about his general character, and being 71 is impressive. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, Chris, there's something up because I had the same thought that you did. That rope is a little weird.
Man. Just everything I know, no marine biologist, but everything I know about sharks, especially great whites, their teeth are supposedly like razors. So there's just a little bit of fraying on that rope. To me, my suspicious kind of a prick mind is like, why? Like, why is it just scuffed? I mean, if a juvenile great white, a juvenile, I assume, is going to have little needle teeth.
Like a puppy.
Yeah, it's puppy teeth. So I don't know.
I'm not sure. And honestly, I was like, because the first thought it seemed like it was like not a lot of damage for, like you're saying, for a shark. But I was also like, this dude's pretty nonchalant for somebody that just like barely escaped an attack.
I'm telling you, he's the dude abides. Like, he got out of the shark's mouth and went and lit up a fatty. Like, there's no doubt. Like,
100%. Yeah, he definitely, no hate on him because, like, dude, like, if I went through that, I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna go and take a minute. Like, but at the same time, like,
I don't even need.
I don't know if this is the first time he's been attacked by a shark. It doesn't seem like it. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the first time that the dude is like, I don't know. It's weird to me. The whole situation is crazy.
I think that shark took a deep dive and is talking about that dude, man.
Well, that's, it's another thing that, because now, and this was down in Scarborough that this happened, like they said. Yeah. So Scarborough is one of a few places in Maine recently that have had like a ton of shark sightings. Like, it's becoming like more and more regular all the time in there. So I got a little list of the shark sightings, or like the most notable ones we've had so far this season. And there's at least 4 of them. One of them is right here in my neck of the woods. So like, first we had one in Booth Bay region where they saw a dorsal fin that was like positively identified. And it was basically, they figured out that it was a bunch of great whites that were following like the migratory patterns of like normal fish. Okay. Because sharks do come up this far. We just don't usually see them that close to shore. Makes sense, right? Then the next one was in Frenchman Bay. So this was a 12 to 16 foot great white that was filmed swimming just under the surface near the Egg Rock Lighthouse by a fishing boat.
I saw
this one that's a pretty good size shark. 16 feet. That's a big fucking fish.
Yeah.
It's like the size of a room.
Yeah. Right. Big enough to make you dinner.
That right there, I was like, yeah, that's uncomfortably close. Like, and having this.
Yeah. Don't go in the water.
Pretty simple, right?
I mean, it's really cold anyway. In Maine, who goes in the ocean?
Yeah,
so cold.
Dude. That's my thought when it comes to the ocean here. It's the Atlantic. It sucks for swimming. It's way too cold. But where I work, I literally watch people get in that water every single day and swim around.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're doing it. Like, I don't know what.
You go numb eventually.
Yeah, that's usually a bad thing, and you wouldn't want it. Like, I mean, I know people that, like, that's like, they'll dump in, they'll get like a quick dip, and then they hop back out. But I'll see tourists that are just in there just just paddling along out by the Bar Island and stuff. And I'm like,
Jesus.
what are you doing? Like, granted, where they're talking, the lighthouse is like on the other edge of the island. Like it's not where like the tourist traffic usually is.
Right.
But then Scarborough Beach State Park is where that 71-year-old park manager got dragged into the water. Well, also last week they had as many as 5 to 7 great white sharks that were spotted by a drone in that area.
Awesome.
Full grown great white, like a whole pod of them basically, hanging out right near Scarborough Beach. One of the
Nightmare
busiest
fuel.
beaches in Maine. Yeah, that's like, so
They know what they're
Jaws.
doing. They totally know what they're doing.
Right.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
not stupid.
Mm-hmm. They have generational knowledge. They know where the good grub is.
Yeah.
It's
It's
entirely
good eating,
possible. Yeah, buddy. The red
Those tourists
snappers.
are fantastic.
Yes.
They're all fat on the red
They love them
snappers.
assholes.
And like,
Yeah.
yeah. We get them while they're all sweet from lobster and stuff.
Mhm.
Right.
It's perfect.
Buttered
Perfect.
corn. Yep.
Yeah. But
People have
there-
tamales too.
So
Yeah.
there was also, and this was further up, there was also a sighting, again by drone, of 12 great whites being spotted
Jeez.
further up the coast. All right? But this isn't a new occurrence here in Maine. This is new in ways because we don't usually see them this close to shore, but this isn't the first time that we had them.
No.
And I found a crazy one from way back in 1960 that I think you'll find pretty interesting. So check this out. This dude, Harry Goodrich, okay? He was the harbor
Harry.
master at Rockport in 1960. He hunted down and harpooned a great white there because it had attacked and eaten his pet seal, Basil. Okay?
For basil.
Poor Basil is right.
Aw.
I won't show you.
That's
I won't show you the picture of Basil.
Good.
Not the before or after, because the before is really cute, but it's sad knowing. But
Yeah.
this is the guy caught the shark. He dragged it back to shore. Okay.
That dude's my hero, man. He made it right. I mean, it sucks for his pet, but it's okay.
So, all things being connected here in Maine, because I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole on this, because I heard that name, Harry Goodrich, and I was like, that name sounds really familiar. Do you remember Andre the Seal?
Yes. Is that him?
It's the very same harbor master
Oh, no
that
shit.
rescued Harry the Seal a year later.
Oh, that's funny as hell. See, I thought he sounded
Harry
familiar.
Goodrich is the same guy that rescued Andre the Seal.
Yeah, that's funny.
Now, funny little thing on Andre. Have you heard the audio of Andre?
No.
I don't think so.
Have you ever? Okay, I got to see if I can find it sometime and show it to you because it is the weirdest thing. I didn't have it queued up. I wish I did at this point because it's so strange. But he was so used to hearing the people working the docks and stuff that he actually sounded like a guy.
He could mimic?
He could mimic the sound of regular humans.
That's crazy.
It was uncanny. And it was one of the creepiest things I've ever heard because he literally would come up to the dock, and because he was so used to hearing the harbor master and the other like dock workers like fishing and stuff, he'd go up and he would sound like a transatlantic 19-something-year-old harbor worker, and he'd just start shouting orders to people until they'd feed him fish. Which I was like, dude, I love this seal. Like the more I learned about him, the better he is. He's fantastic. But I'll have to find that audio. You definitely have to hear it sometime. It's such an amazing, like, just it's so uncanny. If you didn't know what it is, you would have no idea that it's just a seal. But
That's funny.
yeah, funny stuff. But that's the weird news of the week up here
Yeah.
in our corner of the world. I thought it was some fun stuff. Glad that you guys had
Yeah.
an opportunity to share in it with me.
That was awesome.
So I think the best way to wrap up the show each week is to tell some stories, because that's what this is all about, right? It's the Maine Book of Secrets and sharing those stories. So let's start off by sharing our own stories, our own personal encounters. I know I've had quite a few. Chris has had quite a few. Autumn, just on the show when I interviewed you last year, you've had a ton. So let's give everybody just a little taste of what's in store to come on the podcast. And how about we start with you, Autumn? Tell us one of your favorite personal encounters.
Okay. Well, one of the first tattoo shops I worked at had video surveillance. And in the back room were all the screens, and you could see what was going on in the shop. There was nobody there. I was the only one there. It was the beginning of the day. The door was locked. There was no fans, no AC, nothing on. And I heard, and I look at the screen, and there's a roll of paper towels on the wall on a paper towel holder. And it was being like, it looked like it was being swatted. It was like, the noise was coming from there. Paper towels were rolling out of the roll and landing on the floor in a perfect accordion, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, like a perfect springy stack of paper towels. There was no one there, no reason for it. There was just no explanation other than it had to be a spirit. And I'm not sure who it was. It might have been the ghost of Smokey. There's somebody who used to live in that building named Smokey. He owned the building. And yeah, that's one of my experiences.
It almost sounds like something like a kid or a cat would do, you know? Like
It was
the way
very
that it
rapid.
like is just like it sounds like
wanted to be
somebody just
heard.
literally going like that.
Attention.
But the way, I'll never forget the way the paper towel landed, just back and forth in a perfect fluffy accordion. It was just like a tissue box stacked perfectly. Amazing.
Yeah.
That's wild.
You couldn't make that just happen. That would be like shit luck. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, the only way, I mean, that would leave me like sitting there trying to replicate it afterwards, and I'd just be frustrating myself because I'd be like trying to roll it back onto the thing and make it do it again.
It was like a fairly tight, you know how like some paper towel rolls are nice and loose on their roll and other ones you have to work with. You know, this wasn't an incredibly, there's just no way it could have spun like that. It was moderately tight. And yeah, I don't know. I still have theories, but I don't have an explanation.
Right. That's half the fun, is not having the full explanation for
Exactly.
it.
Yeah, right.
That's why we're here and trying to figure out some of the answers. Well,
Mhm.
I'll hop in and I'll share a story of mine that is not as distinct as yours. I didn't see the effects of something, but I definitely saw something. So this took place probably, I would say, around 2008 area, roughly. Okay. So I was living in Trenton at the time. At the time, I was in a band, and it was like the middle of winter. We were packing up gear and getting ready for a show. I'm out in the dooryard, and we were loading our equipment into this like Chevy Venture van that belonged to my mom. We borrow it to load all of our gear, our amps, our guitars, and shit into it. And we drive all the way to wherever the hell we had the show going on. So we had put all of our gear in there. I was getting the last of my drums and everything set up, put into the cases and everything, getting it all loaded up. And I went outside to get something. When you walk out in the dooryard from the front of the house, there was like the normal porch light, and it would go probably like 30, 40 feet out where you could see basically like clear enough. And then just outside of that was where the van was parked, facing down the driveway, so that the back of it was closest to the house. I go to walk out there, and I put what I was setting into the van in the back. I go to turn around, and I hear something like make a noise like footsteps, but not like a person's footsteps. It sounded like a really heavy, like, impact on the ground. At this point, there was like no snow. It was like January, and it was really dry that year. We had no snow on the ground. It was just crispy, like hard gravel. And I just heard it step. I turn around, and probably about 12 to 15 feet away from me, I see a shape. And I say a shape because it looked like shadow, but shadow that was solid. And it looked more to me like it was the shape of almost like a coyote, but a coyote like the size of a pony. Like, it was massive. It stood probably 4 or 5 feet, like shoulder height on all fours. I couldn't see eyes. I didn't see anything like, oh, glowing red eyes or anything like that. I just saw the distinct outline of this standing there. And I literally just freaked out. Like, instantly had the most fear I've ever had in my life. I've walked around in the woods, and I've run across bear on accident on the trail. I've surprised moose before, which is a terrifying thing in and of itself. I was not nearly as scared in those situations as I was in this moment with this thing standing where it was. And it wasn't like between me and the house. It was actually to the side where it was like on the outer periphery of the light. But it was enough in the light that I could tell it wasn't just like the shadows or a trick of my eyes. It was there. It was taking up space. And I was like, no. And I hauled ass. I just ran my ass back to the house because I didn't have anything on me. I had my hands full of drums and just like
There's no shame in that.
Turned around, and I ran. I was like, I don't know what it is. If it was a big dog, I did not want to be surprised by it, right?
Yeah.
So I took off. I go inside, and my buddy, who was at the time just hanging out inside, like using the pisser or whatever, we had sent 2 of our bandmates in one vehicle because they lived on like the opposite side of town from where the venue was we were going to be all meeting at eventually. So me and my guitarist are at the house. I run inside and I tell him what I saw. He understandably thinks I'm just crazy. He's just like, dude, there's nothing out there. Like, at most, it's a dog, probably. So he grabs this big ass, like, Marlboro spotlight. Like, you remember when they had the Marlboro points back in the day? He had one of those gigantic spotlights that was like 5,000 lumen or something ridiculous like that.
Marlboro Miles or something.
Yeah. He had one of the spotlights from that. And he brings it outside, and he's just shining it around the property, and he can't see anything. He's just like, there's nothing out here. And there was not even like signs of something. Again, there was no snow, so there wouldn't have been tracks, but there wasn't like a smell or anything like if it was a bear. So we were just like, that's, he just like assumed and like blew the whole thing off. It's like, that's whatever. Okay, fine. I was a little bent out of shape, but at the same time, I was like, I couldn't explain it.
Right.
And I had no proof, so I was like, whatever. So we get ready, and we're finally heading out. We're getting ready to get in the van. As we're leaving the house after this whole going out and looking around thing, we're getting ready to leave. My landline phone, still had one at the time, starts ringing. I pick it up. It's our singer who is in another vehicle out in Old Town. In the ditch. Because out there it had already started snowing. Little did we know that while we had been dicking around loading the van at my place, between us and the venue that was like 3 hours away, there was a whole ass blizzard going on. And them being in the ditch where we're like, well, obviously we're not going to make the show. So we called the venue. We let them know. They were like, "Yeah, we're actually canceling the show because this storm just came in and it's going to dump like 10 inches of snow on us tonight." So we're like, "Oh, okay." And they ended up getting out, and they were safe. Nobody was hurt. It wasn't anything bad. But we didn't leave. And to this day, I always had this thought in my head that like if I hadn't have seen what I saw and like we had just left and been on the road, we wouldn't have got that phone call. So we would have just drove headlong into that friggin' blizzard for no damn reason, no show. We would have just been putting our lives at risk and just driving through a fucking Maine nor'easter in a Chevy
You got
Venture.
a bad omen, that's all.
Apparently. But that was a once in a lifetime experience for me. I have never been so scared in my life. And that was instant. You talk about like a primal fear, something that just your body just reacts. You can't fight it. You don't have an option. It just tells you get out of Dodge. Just get the fuck out of here. That was that. And instant.
Yeah.
I had no thought other than get away, run. And that was it. And that's all I did.
It's fight or flight in its truest meaning. Like I think
it's pretty easy to say that chupacabra is your guardian animal, your totem animal.
Chupacabra.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The goat sucker from Puerto Rico.
Yeah. They're up here.
I had goats, little pricks.
I've always wanted goats. They seem like they're fun animals.
Yeah, they're full of shit. Don't believe that advertising.
It's all propaganda, huh?
Well, I don't even know where they get those little sedated bastards they put in petting zoos. That's not my experience.
They say they're greatest of all time.
Oh, there's something.
Exactly.
Yeah. So no, get goats, but get a good video camera too, because
use them for content.
Oh my God, I'm telling you, I could do a whole nother show on why not to get a goddamn goat.
Well, next week, folks, we know exactly what we're coming back to.
Oh Jesus, no, it won't be that. I promise.
Chris, tell us about one of your experiences. You said you had a good one from way back. Let's hear it. Man.
I do.
Excitement.
Yeah, wicked. Drum roll. Actually,
I have one.
Jesus Christ, no, that's all I need. I joke about doing well under pressure. I think that's just me psyching myself out. But yeah, the funniest this story, like I've done a bunch of different interviews for shows and books and all that, and I'm always asked like my experiences with Sasquatch in Maine or something that's similar. Again, because I've seen things my whole life in different things. In Maine you do, but I had never seen anything with any detail. So I don't. Long story short, I always get asked about Bigfoot. You're gonna have to trim that. And my first experience happened in 1989, and it was on a dirt road in southern Maine, in North Berwick, Maine. And I was doing what young teenage men do with their girlfriends at the end of a dirt road at night. And it was like February. It was quite cold. There was same thing. There was a bit of snow, but it was like a hard crust. It was like February. It was just balls cold, So we were in the vehicle. The vehicle was left running because it was chilly. And we're kissing, doing stuff.
Necking.
Sure. And anyway, so the girl I was with, my girlfriend at the time, and she like screeched, and I was like, what the fuck is your problem? Like things were just getting going, here I am, and She screeched and she's like, there's somebody looking in the window. And I'm like, no, there's no one looking in the fucking window. You know, again, I'm a 16, 15-year-old boy. I did not give a shit about someone looking in the window because I didn't. Well, so I calmed her down. I looked, I saw nothing. And again, I was not in fear. I didn't think that it was, I thought she was full of shit. Like, I thought she was just a teenage girl. We were on a dark wooded road. I mean, it was no big deal, but it happened again, like a few minutes later. And it was on the other side, because we may have been sitting in the same seat somehow. See, this is why I never told this story, man. It gets fucking awkward. And then
it's hard
people
to
that know me can do the math on some of it. But it's a legit story, though. It's 100%. But I've always left it out of stories because I didn't know how it would be portrayed. I mean, here I am, a 15, 16-year-old kid trying to get laid, and I got a peeping Tom Sasquatch looking in the window of my car, man. Yeah. No, it happened 2 times, either side. She's screeching. Second time is even worse because it was like whatever she saw it then. She knew. The first time I had convinced her that she was full of shit. Everything was fine. Let's just get back to what we were doing.
Right.
And well, that only worked.
Second time, she's like locked eyes with the thing.
But no shit, and she did, and like I got kind of pissed, so I like snapped my head up, and I got back on my side of the seat, however, and I looked up in the rear view mirror, and I saw in the smoke, like it was like February, January. I can't remember exactly, February, I believe. But the car had been running, so there was just the exhaust.
The exhaust, yeah.
Well, I saw something fucking walking away from us, like hair covered. Like, I didn't see a face. I didn't see what she described because she described it to me after. Like, she said it was like the most horrible, disfigured human face she'd ever seen. So I'm like, what in the fuck are you talking about? Like, I thought she was just batshit. And again, I would have put up with that, and I did, but I saw it. I didn't see the face, but that's what I'm saying. I looked up, and there was legit 100% something walking away. And I've told people the story, just never publicly. It was always close because I don't know. It's home. I mean, I still have family and friends that live in that area, you know? So it's like, I don't want to inundate, but that's the other thing. Like, people always, assume that, because it's southern Maine, like there's no activity down there. Well, that was some of the coolest Bigfoot stuff I had till that point. And I never even really considered Bigfoot because I never saw the face. And I'm kind of one of those, I'm weird. I don't know what I saw. I know it was big and it had a fur coat and you could see its ass crack.
Well, that's a very specific, detail that you're not going to see very often in February around here. I mean, I have been to Lewiston and seen drug addicts running around in fur coats.
Well,
but usually not in February. So there's that.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it, but
once in a while, Otherwise, we could have plenty of, I mean,
I'm just going to go out on a limb.
It's good to be skeptical, but honestly, it's going to follow you out in the middle of the woods like that.
Realistically, 1989, this was in North Berwick, Maine. Most of the people that know me know pretty much what I'm talking about anyway. Yeah. And, you didn't do shit like that. It was still country enough that you would have gotten shot. Right. No, like legit. Like, for sure. The road that I was on at that point was still, most of it was owned by a farmer who very much would have peppered your ass if he caught you trespassing. Like, it was still the fucking 80s, man. It was different.
Right. Yeah, it's a different place.
You just would go away.
Yep, exactly. And that's the thing is people, again, part of something that I think people don't lend enough credibility to when it comes to reports of sightings up here is
Yeah.
nobody is just trekking around in the woods. No sane person, anyways,
No.
mainly because of the fact that if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, whether you come across somebody's freaking, and especially back in the 80s and early 90s, you come across somebody's crops or something like that out there, like they've got a weed field, you're never gonna see your family again, buddy. You're gone. You just became a missing 411. You're gone. You just got walked away. Same
You'll be
deal
it.
if you're out in the wrong neck of the woods and you come across somebody's moonshine rig or something like that, you just disappear. That's it. You're never heard
Just-
from again. So no sane person is just out hanging out in these areas, wandering around in the woods.
No.
Because it's just you're asking to get shot or worse.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Maine's a funny. Most places are like that. I mean, you're kind of a fool. There's been so many people that have been killed trying to pull a hoax or run across the highway or do stupid shit like that. And
Yeah.
I assure you that in Maine we don't have to do any of that shit. There is so much stuff going on. Like we have them running across the highway. I know of two from like a couple years ago within a couple miles of my house. I mean, we don't have to get all this made up dazzling bullshit. Like it's happening every day. So we have all kinds of stories. I got better ones now. So stay tuned.
That is what this show is all about, is the real stories from Maine. The ones that people don't tell, the ones that people don't talk about and don't make the brochures. That's what we're aiming to tell. And at that point, folks, if you've been listening and you enjoyed the show, I'm going to ask you to do us a favor. Follow us on Spotify. Follow us on YouTube. We will be definitely doing more episodes. Once a week, we'll have brand new ones. And each week, we're going to share more stories, more stuff that's going on up here in the Maine woods. Hopefully, you all enjoyed this first episode and you will stick around for future installments. Before we get ready to go, you guys got anything going on you want to plug before we call it a week?
No, I think I have nothing going on.
That's totally fine too. I don't have a ton going on right now. I do have a new video coming up later on Acadia After Dark. It'll be after this is posted, so probably by Saturday you should see a new episode that is talking about the Compass Harbor Trail and Bar Harbor and history of the father of Acadia.
Yeah, nice. I know.
Yes, people look forward to that one. Yes, I've been doing a lot of investigating out there. Super cool location.
Yes, it is.
Wicked fun. What about you, Autumn? Anything going on?
I'll have more stuff going on in the fall, but currently I'm just doing my evidential mediumship readings and tarot readings and tattooing and looking after my puppies and stuff.
Nice. Yeah. That's always good. Always good. We will definitely be including links in our show notes for all of the stuff that we have going on individually. So if you want to follow our various projects, I know Autumn has a website, autumntierney.com, I believe is your URL. You can always find us. Maine Book of Secrets is on acadiaafterdark.com because this is an Acadia After Dark production. So make sure you head on over there. We are still building parts of the page, so it's a little rough looking at the moment, but you'll be able to find every episode that we do located in one easy to use interface so that you can just go there and see what we're doing. Plus, we'll have some little bios for the hosts of the show, and who knows, down the road, we might get some other stuff going there, like writings and things like that. Plenty more to come. I hope you all have enjoyed the show. I know it's been a blast talking to you both this week. I look forward to next week. And I hope you do too.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Great time. Thanks, guys.